Welcome to Grandpa Elroy's After Hours Stories. Today I'm going to tell you about a comic book series DaDark. Dark Star is a wizard living in apocalypse times fighting vampire dragons and their thralls. He serves the good mother of the dragons, Camille, and his power comes from the moon. But let's start our tale at the beginning, with a zombie biting a dragon, the father of all dragons in fact. This is our first episode. Our multi-dimension comic every season brings a new dimension, secret and change to the enemy that our hero Dark Star must face. So sit back and enjoy our picture audio comic. The vampire dragons are coming. Only the moon wizards can save us. In order to tell you this story, first we must tell you that before the dragon-vampire apocalypse war, there was a war between humans and vampires. You see, in the year 2030 the vampires make themselves known and attempt to turn humans into cattle. But humans not only fight back but hunt and destroy the vampires. They hunt them to almost extinction, down to the last vampire. He is the original and older than anyone thought. He is on the run and mad and wants revenge for what happened to his children. He was mad and only had revenge on his mind. He was ready to make the ultimate sacrifice for his children. So he went to a hidden place in the world. You see, dragons are the keepers of magic, and at that time all the dragons were asleep and hiding, and so was the magic. He knew to bite the dragon would kill even him, but he knew it would unleash a new monster unto the world. So just as the moon was going down and before the sun came up in that twilight, that he bite the father of all dragons, making the first Vampd, vampire dragon. As he watched his beast wake up, he passed away happy in his revenge. As the father of all dragons woke up, so did the magic, and all of his children. Many of his elder children, feeling he was in some kind of pain, came to check on him, causing panic across the globe. Many countries even attacked the dragons, because they were scared, never having seen dragons and in such numbers. As the oldest and strongest of his children made it to him, he was no longer in control of himself. His vampire hunger was driving him crazy, as it does with all new vampires. He set upon his children, turning all that showed up to him into Vampds, vampire dragons. As his children turned, they set out to feed themselves on humans, starting the vampire dragon, Vampd, war. The humans were not ready for this, and the world was plunged into chaos quickly as Vampds quickly destroyed much of the human civilization and turning millions of people into thralls. The young dragons that woke up did not go to their father. For one, they were scared of the energy they felt come from him, and second, all young dragons loved their mother, Queen Camille, the mother of all dragons. Camille, having felt her mate die and be transformed into a monster, started with the help of her young children to formulate a plan to help save the magic and creation. This plan would involve the help of the humans that could use magic. She sent her children to find people that could use magic and to quickly save as many as they could and teach them a little about how to use their magic to fight the Vampds. The one advantage that young dragons have over elder dragons is they can easily change shape to look like a human. As dragons grow older, if they try to hold human form, they look more like giants. Hundreds of humans were trained in secret places across that globe that night. You see, since the vampire bit the father of all dragons at twilight, it flipped the magic. Now it's moonlight that kills Vampds and they rule the day. 24 of what was sensed to be the strongest of those that could possess and wield magic were brought to Queen Camille, and learned a lot more than her young children were able to teach the others. One of these was Dark. He had gotten his name in the Vampire War, but that is a different comic series we plan in the future. She taught them magic ruins, but more importantly, she brought them in on her plan. She sent each of them to a different major zone, the planet, to teach the magic users what she had taught them, and to start to fight back. Before they were sent off, she told Dark, he was the key to the future of creation, and that no matter what happens he must not give up hope. Dark was given the Midwest area of the USA. He was dropped off in Chicago. He fought many thralls that day as he went around the city finding survivors and teaching any that could how to use their magic. You see, we all naturally store some moonlight energy that we carry through the day. The thralls were deep in the big cities. The Vampds had strategically attacked all major cities and completely destroyed all military bases the first day they were awakened. The worst part was as the military fell apart across the globe, they launched several nuclear weapons trying to destroy the Vampds. The nukes killed more humans and very few Vampds, but more importantly thousands of potentially wizards were killed. That first day of fighting back, 24 major cities across the globe started to fight back in the rubble of these cities. The world in less than 24 hours had turned into an apocalypse zone. In these cities that the wizards quickly trained by Queen Camille had been dropped off, safe zones were started where big enough groups of people with enough wizards working together could defend themselves from the hordes of thralls and the Vampds. So the enemy moved out of the major cities and into the smaller towns, destroying everything as they moved around. The Vampds moved in large groups surrounded by their thralls or flying high about them. It goes without saying that all aircraft and drone technologies were basically worthless against the Vampds. The Vampds moved so fast those first 2 days that many potential wizards were killed before they felt the magic come alive in them. That first night in the safe zones, the moon wizards trained by Queen Camille started to train as many other wizards as they could to gather more energy and how to better use their magic. They learned the magic runes and how to meditate in the essence of the moonlight. This would make these safe zones strong and easily defensible against the enemy. In Chicago alone, the safe zone that DaDark created had over 100,000 people in it. Only about 10% were moon wizards though. But as the night came and DaDark started training the wizards, thousands of people from small groups all over the city started to pour in. With rumors of groups over 10,000 or so on the way in from the edges of the city. As the first night ended in the safe zone of Greater Chicago, there were a little over 250,000 people, which may sound like a lot, but just 2 days before the Greater Chicago area was over 10 million. Well, my friends, thanks for joining us for our first After Hours story time. We can't wait for our next After Hours story time, when we will tell you about our second comic series, Princess Bluffany of the Star Elves and the Frog Dog People. And don't forget, be on the lookout for episode 2 of DaDark Tar comic. We hope you enjoyed the origin story of the Vampds, Moon Wizards, and DaDark Tar. Peace and blessings on you and your families. As always, remember, Grandpa Elroy is praying for you. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Thank you. Don't forget to check out Grandpa Elroy's Holiday Xmas Picture Audio children's books.